Alright, so let's get the show on the road. So the ingredients are garlic, celery, bell peppers, red onions, and parsley. Now, how much of these ingredients you use really depends on how much salmon you're using. So I use a pretty large piece of salmon, about 2 pounds. So I used about a cup of bell peppers and about a cup of celery and about a half a cup of onions. Now, as you can see, I'm cutting these up really fine. The idea is that you want this to kind of blend in with the fish. You don't really want it to be too chunky in there. Now onto the salmon. So first I'm going to cut these into little small cubes. Then we're just going to finish it off by going to town on it with this meat cleaver. Alright, so now I'm just going to add the jerk paste to it. Again, I used about 3 tablespoons of the jerk seasoning. Alright, so the next thing is we're going to take all those vegetables that we cut up and we're just going to saute them for about 5 minutes on about medium heat. All right, so I did mention this before, but I actually let the salmon marinate for about an hour or so. But once that's done, we didn't add the vegetables that we're sauteing into the salmon, and then we added some crushed cracker crumbs and about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and about 4 tablespoons of mayo. And again, we're just going to mix that all in there. Alright, so now it's time to actually make the patties. So this part's pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to roll it up into a nice handful sized ball. I like to make them a little bigger than probably most people do. But it's a personal preference. You can make it as bigger or smaller as you wish. Alright, so now on to frying them. So we got our pan that's been heated up with some olive oil in there. And we're just going to place them in there. The heat is on medium to low. Now, because, like I said, I made mine with some pretty large patties, I'm going to actually cover this and put it on low so that way it gets to cook all the way through. If you make yours smaller, you may not have to do that, because if they're smaller and flatter, then they may be able to just kind of cook all the way through pretty easily. Alright, so after about 5 minutes, we're ready to flip it over. Just got to be real delicate with it so that they don't fall apart. As you can see, they're nice and golden brown on that side. And I'm just going to cover it back and let it cook for about another 4 to 5 minutes on the other side. Now, covering it just allows that heat to penetrate all the way through, a little bit better than if it was uncovered. And there you have it, folks. Our jerk salmon patty.